Hello everybody and welcome to today's live stream. Once again, I never actually know when these things start, so I kind of just sit around looking a bit gormless for a good, couple of minutes beforehand. So we'll just have to excuse that. Keep going. Let's have a look. I'm going to start with some hellos. We'll go through all of that. I'll just get to the top because there are so many questions already. Thank you to every single one. Wow, we are busy already. So thank you to every single one of you that has joined, and hope everyone is having a magical and wonderful Saturday. Here in the UK, it is so sunny. You can see how much sun is pouring through the window. I've had to draw the curtains because it was a little bit intense and a little bit warm. And I thought, well, I don't want to have to reapply my sunscreen. So we'll just draw the curtains and we'll pretend that we can still see the sun. DM13, welcome, my love. Annika, great to see you. Tom, thank you so much for joining. Once again, Tom is really kindly moderating. So thank you so much to Tom for all of that and for assisting with all of this. Sophia, welcome. Happy Saturday, my love. Oh, and we have our first serum question from Sophia, who says, I'm using 3 serums as part of my morning routine. Do you think that's too many? No, I think that's probably about right. If people said to me, how many serum steps should you have in a skincare routine? I think 3 is probably optimum. You can go a little bit more if you want to be bougie. You can cut it back if they've got multi-purpose. But I actually think 3 is quite good. Jenny, welcome, my love. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing amazingly, my love. Nisha, welcome. Marlene, so good to see you and get that Christmas glow on. Only I'm going to say 8 months to go, and then we'll be all able to get our Christmas glow on. Marlene says, can you give us the names of the chickens, please? I would, if I got a new chicken, Marlene, I would happily give you, call them the Christmas glow. What I will do after this, for those of you not on the Facebook group, I know that Tom has left some links to the side. I will send individual pictures of the chickens and their names, so you can put a name to a face. They all have comedy names, so I'm sure you'll absolutely love them. Valenian, welcome, my love. Thank you so much for joining. William, fantastic to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hope everything is amazing with you. Diana, welcome. Annika says, if one of the chickens is called Christmas Glow, the other has to be called Dishwasher Deluxe. Oh, ding. Yeah, I think all of these names, in my defense, I got the chickens before I started the channel, so I'm open when future chickens, enter my life. I'm open to suggestions, and I'll put that out on the Facebook group for anyone to make any name suggestions that they'd like to. I hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday. I've got my water. Normally, I've got my tea going. I actually really fancied an iced tea, but they didn't seem to. I couldn't find one in the shop, and it was all much. So I've just got water with a bit of lemon in because it is way too hot for actual tea today. But that is actually really good and really refreshing. Welcome, Nina, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Have a look. Who else have we got? Terry, welcome. Another question though. So Terry says, hi Rob, I use Tretinoin every night with no problem, but every time I add any AHA including lactic acid to my routine, my skin hates it. Can my skincare routine be complete if I don't use a exfoliating acid? Absolutely. Do you know what, Terry? This is a really good point. I think you can get so much from an exfoliating acid, but if your skin just doesn't like it and it's screaming when you put it on, it's just not worth it. Listen to what your skin's saying, and if your skin's saying no, I don't think you need it. As if you've got tretinoin in your routine, you're already getting a good exfoliation. You're getting rid of those surface dead skin cells. So you don't necessarily need to have an AHA in your skincare routine. One thing to try out, I'd just throw this out there, whether you want to try it out or not is up to you. You don't need to, but maybe have a look at an enzyme exfoliator, because I find enzymatic exfoliators can be a little bit more gentle on people that don't find the alpha hydroxy acids work for them. It's an option, but you absolutely don't need it. You can get by with your tretinoin. Elizabeth, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Let's have a look. Christina, welcome. Happy Saturday. It has been such a busy week this week. What did we get up to? When you get to the end of a week and you think, what have I actually done this week? I got lots of stuff to do. I got lots of admin bits done. Got plenty of filming sorted. I finally got my hands on some of the new launches from Purito. I don't know if you saw that video, and have been loving that vitamin C serum. I think because the windows, because the curtains are drawn, you probably can't see in too much detail, but I did also buy the Isle of Paradise glow drops or like tan drops or whatever you call them to just, you know, cheat a little extra glow. But I find them, you know, alongside that vitamin C, seems to have got my glow game on. I woke up this morning, looked in the mirror and thought, good skin day. So I'm kind of trying that. I've gone for the light Isle of Paradise tanning drops because I didn't want to go too dark. And this is like 2 coats. So if you notice, you know, if you notice in future videos, a little bit of a glow, I promise you it's all cheating. It's all fake. Welcome, Celia. So good to see you, my love. Adri, welcome, welcome, welcome. William says, hi Rob, I was hoping you could do a video on how to properly buffer between the products, maybe judge pH levels. This is such a good recommendation, and I absolutely love the idea of kind of, because I'm a huge fan of buffering and making sure that if you've got 2 products that don't work well together, that you can buffer them. But there is an art to doing it. I think that's a really great video. I will definitely do that. I'll do that in the next week. You guys, for those of you that are new to this, I make a load of things that I promised to do. I watch it back the next day, the live stream back the next day, and I make a note of everything I promised. Happy to put that on the list because I do think that would be really useful, particularly like you say, touching on the pH levels and you know how it works. Terry, straight in there with another question. We love that. We love that. Just for everyone, if you're new here today, first of all, welcome, and we go through the questions in order, so you don't need to ask your question twice. You can just leave it in the comments and I'll go through them in order. That's just make sure it's fair. You know, first come, first serve, and we'll go through them. If for whatever reason I miss your question, just drop it in the comment section and I'll do my best to get round to it. If you answer your question, if you ask your question multiple times, just gets deleted from the chat anyway, and it can clog up the whole chat thing and make it difficult to follow. So please, just the once. But anyone that's new, every Saturday we sit down at 6 p.m. and we just chat all things skincare. It's great. So Terry has a second question, which I love. First of all, as well, Terry, sending lots and lots of love over to Calgary. Says, I've got another question. Having a hard time fitting in antioxidants. Some, if not all, don't play well with peptides, which I use AM and PM. I have Survival and all of the ordinary ones. So the Survival actually works really well with peptides. So you can use the Survival by Neod with your peptides, no problem. You can use the Pycnogenol by the Ordinary and the Resveratrol by the Ordinary. It's only the EUK134 by the Ordinary that doesn't work with peptides. And that's because of the pH of it, and some of the components can cause them to break down. So what I would do is put your Neod Survival on the skin, because it's got a 24-hour mechanism of action. You can actually do it morning or evening. I do it in the morning, just before you put on your moisturizer and your SPF, and you are good to go. So you can absolutely use all of the ones you've got, with the exception of the EUK134, with your peptides, and just don't worry about it. Just use it. They work really well. That EUK134, I would say I could give you a long list of how you could incorporate it, but I think actually it's probably not the best. I prefer all the other ones anyway, so I'd focus on the other ones, and you can absolutely use them alongside peptides. Tiffany, my love, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we're having a great weekend here. The sun is shining, everything seems to be, you know, all good. Got some walks on the beach planned, which will be really nice, and just quite a chill one. Just a really nice, chill, calm weekend, which is all good. I'm sending so much love for anybody who is, you know, in lockdown or perhaps still has lots of restrictions. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. And that's what I love to do, these Saturday chats, because I think we can just forget whatever's going on. Let's just shut the world out. Let's talk skincare and have a laugh, have a chat, have a cup of tea, coffee, something a bit stronger if that's your preference. It's just fangirl over skincare. Marlene says, Tom, our pink lady sheriff. Absolutely. Tom is the sheriff extraordinaire, and he'll be, if you've got any, he'll be leaving links to Facebook group and any questions and things that I missed, so he'll make sure that everyone gets answers to their questions. Lucy says, hi Rob, is the high alcohol levels in some sunscreens aging or drying? I love the Biore essence, but it's very alcohol heavy. This I like. So first of all, high alcohol contents don't age the skin, so that's a myth. They do dehydrate the skin, and dehydrated skin can appear aged. So I think that's where the myth comes from. However, if you have very dry skin, I don't think alcohol in sunscreens is necessarily going to be a good thing. For most other people, it's absolutely fine. So the Biore UV Essence is probably like I'd say the most extreme version of it, and because it has got so much alcohol, which is why they can offer that SPF 50 plus and it still feels gorgeous on the skin, because alcohol evaporates and just makes everything just appear more matte and less greasy. So I don't personally think it's an issue. I would say avoid alcohols in sunscreens, drying alcohols in sunscreens, if you have very dry skin. For most other people, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's one of those things that's blown a little bit out of proportion. Lots of people really don't like drying alcohols, and I understand that, but for most people, it's not an issue. So I personally don't have an issue with drying alcohols, and I'd say do what works for your skin. Understand your skin and do what's right for your skin type, and I think you'll get some really great results. Now I'm just going to very quickly put my phone, because after this video finishes, we then go straight over to today's video, which is all about The Ordinary, and just sharing a few things, hints, tips on The Ordinary. So I'm going to just leave my phone there so I can actually see the time, because I haven't actually got the time on the screen, which is not good. so I don't miss that. And basically how it works is straight after this live stream finishes, 7:15, we've still got loads of time to chat. We then move seamlessly over to today's video, which is on The Ordinary. And this was like a subscriber request. Quite a lot of you guys have said to me, you don't seem to be mentioning The Ordinary as much in skincare routines. You don't seem to be fangirling as hard over The Ordinary. Have you fallen out with them? Do you dislike them? Is there some scandal? And it all comes to that just, it doesn't really, none of that is actually the case. I think there's just some things, tastes evolve, things evolve. I just wanted to set that out in a video. So no great scandal or anything. I just wanted to share my thoughts and feelings with you. And that's coming straight after this video. But you don't need to do anything. You just segue seamlessly over there. We continue the conversation there. Annika says, hello, you lovely people with dishwashers. Yes, and Annika sends lots of love that people have sacrificed their dishwashers for the sake of LED masks. I hope they're getting all the LED gorgeousness out of them. Nicole, welcome, my love. Maria, great to see you. Oh, and a question which says, can you use copper peptides with azelaic acid or tretinoin? You absolutely can. So I don't know where this myth comes that you can't use any peptides with tretinoin. I think it's because the older style retinols and vitamin A derivatives were in a very, very, very low pH. That's probably why. But nowadays they're formulated much more gently. So you can absolutely use your tretinoin with copper peptides. Azelaic acid, again, is absolutely fine because azelaic acid isn't a low pH acid like something like glycolic acid would be, so there's no problem at all. So yeah, I use both in my skincare routine, no issues whatsoever, my love. But you're not alone. I know so many people that think the same because it just seems to be one of those myths that does just keep cropping up. Celia, welcome, my love. I think I said welcome before, but a double welcome. And a question says, why do people say you can't mix sub-Q skin with L-ascorbic acid? It doesn't contain copper peptides, it contains copper lysine, which is an amino acid. Yes. This is a really good point. I don't understand the obsession with... I don't get why so many people are still promoting the idea that you can't use peptides with L-ascorbic acid. You can, but you should definitely, I would still, just as a caution, separate them in the skincare routine. In terms of sub-Q skin, the copper, you're totally right on the copper. It doesn't actually make a difference because it's a copper amino acid, so it's different. If you were to use L-ascorbic acid with peptides, it can, in a low pH, denature them so they become less effective. That's not just copper peptides, it's all peptides, which is why I think that is still given. But a lot of people present it as under no circumstances should you use the two in the same routine. And that's not the case. It's what we were talking with William earlier about buffering, just making sure you have an ingredient between it that just improves the skin's pH to where it needs to be in terms of the skin. So yeah, I don't understand why people say you can't use a sub-Q skin with L-ascorbic acid. I do, and I have no issues. I actually tend to reach for derivatives at the moment rather than L-ascorbic acid, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, there's no reason you can't. I think it's maybe just people being a bit overly cautious because they hear one thing about the two and say, okay, right, well, we just won't use them together. I think it's people being overly cautious. Let's have a look. Nina, welcome, my love, welcome. Jennifer, so good to see you. I'm just wondering, best tips and products to get rid of pimples fast if you have a special event. So, first of all, I would say, and I always say this to people, which sounds really trite, but it's so true. First of all, don't stress about it. So, stress is one of the main things that can disrupt our hormones, which can then lead to more breakouts and pimples. So, if you're stressed about your skin, you're more likely to see an adverse impact on your skin. So, I'd say de-stress. Whatever you can do to just take the stress out, you're all good. A lot of people say it's always typical a zit appears before an event, and there's two reasons why. It's not actually coincidence. There's two reasons why we often get a zit before a big event. First of all, stress. So there's often stress leading up to that event, which can impact our hormones levels, what we eat, all of that, which can then lead to breakouts. Second of all, we tend to pamper ourselves before events, use products that we haven't used before, and then we get a breakout. That's because most products will take some time to acclimatize to the skin. So I would say for 2 weeks before an event, never change your skincare routine, because you're just tempting breakouts is what my top tip would be. Sorry, I've got cat hair. Just deal with that. Very glamorous. So I would definitely say there's a few things we could do to prevent it. If you've got that as it, I would honestly do exactly what you're doing. Keep your skincare routine similar, but get a non-drying spot treatment. I use the Ren non-drying spot lotion, which works so well. It will heal about half. It'll take half the heal time of a normal zit, which, you know, it's not going to get rid of it overnight. It's not going to solve the problem, but it'll make it much smaller, which means you can put that concealer on it a little bit more effectively. It's a little bit less noticeable, and I've just found everything works a bit better. But that is a really, really good question, and one that I've been struggling with for years, so I know exactly where you're coming from. Valenian says, "Hi Rob, hope you're well." I am, my love. I hope you are too. I found myself with too many niacinamide products. Would splitting them between AM and PM routine be an effective way to reduce the percentage? Yeah, absolutely. Until they're replaced, don't waste product. I would absolutely split them morning and evening. Just make sure you don't have all that concentration of niacinamide in the morning or in the evening, because I think that's when you can have a few problems. So yeah, totally would recommend using it, just splitting them across the two skincare routines, and you'll be absolutely fine. Now I'm going to have a quick sip of my lemon water. I feel quite bougie. Got a sliced lemon in there. It makes me feel bougie and extra, but let's be honest, it's free. It's out of a tap. So while I'm doing this, if you haven't already, hit that like button. I can't believe we're already at 54 likes, which is like mind-blowing. I think we broke the record in last week's stream when we got over 250, which is absolute, by like the time the replays are coming, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, guys. That is so refreshing. So let's have a look. Christina says, "Hi everyone and Rob." Hello, Christina. I currently isolating as a close contact. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my love. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. I know how difficult I had this earlier in the year. Fortunately, quite some time ago. So I know how frustrating it can be. So I'm sending you lots and lots of love, and I hope you stay. So we're here. Embrace the skincare chat, I would say. If we could keep you entertained while you're looking. And I remember you saying you had your phone taken, which is even like, so my heart is going out to you, and I'm sending lots and lots of love, and I'm just so glad you can join the chat. And you know what, we are here to keep you entertained, keep you sane, and you just, you know, support everyone through whatever, because I think there's a lot of people in the same boat. So I'm sending lots of love, my love. So Brittany says, to whoever disliked the video, drink some tea and go sit in the corner. I love this. I don't know how it's possible. I sometimes, like literally within seconds of a video go live, someone always clicks that dislike button. There must be some sad old troll somewhere living a miserable life, because honestly, if I don't like content, I just don't watch it. Like, I couldn't be bothered. But actually, it's really funny because I went on this like YouTube webinar thing that they were talking about, some YouTube stuff, and when people say hit the like button to like promote, you know, to help the YouTube know that it's great content and promote it, they actually measure things by engagement, which is the number of comments and the number of likes and dislikes. So if you dislike a video, it actually helps to promote it, which is crazy. And obviously YouTube, that's some glitch in the system, but if you dislike a video, it actually like still helps promote it. So likes or dislike. So to the troll that leaves a dislike before the video's even started, actually are very welcome to continue doing it, because it actually in the long run helps. And clearly they don't realise that, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But I just think sympathy to, if anyone's out there trolling, sending lots of love, because it must be a very, very unhappy place to be. But it actually ultimately helps the channel, so it's kind of all a good thing, even though I'm pretty sure it's meant with hate, not with love. Right, Maylis, welcome, my love. Sending lots and lots of love to Norway. Eroglobe says, "Hello, everybody." Rob, to answer your question from last week, I love the smell of tamanu oil. I already used it in the past. I sent you some messages over on Instagram with pictures. Oh, I haven't seen it. I'm so sorry, guys. I've been so behind with my messages. I've been inundated, and the main challenge is I've got lots of skincare line stuff going on in the background, which obviously I'm trying to prioritize so that the time frames don't slip, and everything else has got a bit crazy. So I will go over and check. I'll make a note of that now. One sec. I've got some pen and paper. 1 second. I'm going to make a note of that, and I'll go over and check my Instagram afterwards. I love the smell of tamanu oil, but I know it's an acquired taste. So I would say leave your thoughts and feelings on tamanu oil, the scent only. I think it's a great, great oil, but I love it. I know quite a few other people that really like it, but I do know there's some some people that don't like that scent. Let's have a look. Tanya, welcome, my love. Valentia, welcome. Let's have a look. Aina in Oslo, sending lots of... We have more than one here from Oslo, so sending lots and lots of love to the Oslo contingent. Susie, welcome, my love, and thank you so much for joining. And sunny in Manchester. Here in Hampshire, the sun is shining. I've had the chickens out all day. They are loving their life. They were in lockdown for... about 3 months, like government ordered lockdown, so they weren't able to go out, and they were driving me mad with the shrieking and the begging to go out. They're now fully out, able to live their best life, and they are making up for lost time, digging every hole in the garden. Viola, welcome, I love. Jill, welcome so much. Laura, great to see you. Chris, it's wonderful to see you, my love. I hope everything is amazing with you. And the same goes to Christy and Ian. Nicole says 2 months Inculus Retinol update. Ooh, I love this. So just as a side note, you know, I think this is the first side note of the live stream. So let me have this one. Side note, I love two things. So I know there was some discussion over on the Facebook group about what people like two things I love more than anything is hauls, people that share like what they've been buying, because I get so much inspiration from that, and I love to see, you know, what people have been getting their hands on and trying. But even more than that, I love product updates. So I know so many of you guys are trying new products for the first time. Please give me an update, even if you don't like them. Like, I don't expect everyone to love the same products that I love, but I love the feedback. And when people say, and if you do leave it on the Facebook group or in here, leave your skin type as well, because I find it really useful to know what products work with different skin types. So anyway, that's a side note, but I love both of those things. And Nicole says 2 months Inculus Retinol update. My acne is cleared up. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Well, that is just win. Ding, ding, ding. I am so pleased. I think a lot of people read the Inculus Retinol because it's gram active and it's on a lower strength. People say, actually, it's not going to work for you. I got great results, like such great results from the Inculus Retinol. I graduated to some stronger ones over time, but I think for acne, it's one of the really great ones because you don't get the side effects, the sensitivity, the irritation, and it really works. And Nicole, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, as someone who's suffered from acne all their life, I could not be happier for you. Barb says, hello, love the channel, new to the family. Can I use benzoyl peroxide cleanser in the morning and a salicylic acid cleanser at night? First of all, welcome to the channel, my love. It is wonderful to have you here. So glad you could join us. We do these every Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time, which is 1 p.m. on the east coast of the US. And again, I failed to remember another time. I was going to kind of get better with my time zones. But that's a really good question. You can. Benzoyl peroxide is better in the morning because it doesn't really go that well with retinol, I find. So I think use benzoyl peroxide in the morning, particularly if you've got retinol in the evening. Salicylic acid in the evening, perfect. Yeah, no problem. You might find you might get a little bit of dryness from it. If that's the case, then you might want to mix it up. If you've got very oily skin like me, there'll be no problem at all. Marlene says, Rob, you look sun-kissed, beautiful. Thank you. I owe it all to Isle of Paradise tanning drops. All of it natural. Don't worry, I haven't been laying out in the sun with my olive oil slathered on like we used to do in the 80s. Yeah, it's all natural. It's all fake. All of it's faked. I was really impressed with the Isle of Paradise tanning drops. If you're going to get them, just as a side note, a self-tanning side note, if you are going to get them, I personally would get the one shade lighter. So they do 3. They do light, medium, and dark. If you're darker skinned, I would probably go for the medium. Unless you're looking for a very deep tan. If you're medium, I'd go for the light, because I would normally have gone for the medium. I went for the light, and I actually find 2 layers of the light gives a more natural look than going straight in with the medium, personally. So that's kind of my feedback. If anyone else has tried them, leave me a comment. Diana says, I hope you're having a lovely week. I am, my love. I've had such a wonderful week. I still raving about the fact I managed to get a haircut. You know, every morning I look in the mirror and think, actually, not only, you know, good skin day, I think can be dictated to by hair day. So I was thrilled with that. And what else did I do? We had a couple of birthdays in the family, which was really nice. Didn't celebrate because we're still not able to do all of that here. But it was just really nice to do a little bit of Zoom calling with people and just have a lovely time. So yeah, great. Chris says, loving the new haircut, Rob. Chris, thank you. It's actually grown so quick in a week. I had it done like a week ago, and it used to be, it was really spiky at the back. So I ran my hands up and it was super spiky. Now I do it and I'm like, oh, probably need to have it done again. But one thing I've learned is I'm booking because I'm not letting it get like it was before. Molly, welcome, my love. Greetings from Florida. Sending lots of love to Florida, my love. What's the best alternative to the Neod Survival that's oil-free? I'm looking for a powerhouse antioxidant that's without the breakout. So a couple of things to call out here. First of all, it does have oil in just the Neod Survival. I have super breakout prone skin. I've got this cat hair again. This is Marcel. Anyone that knows my very hairy cat Marcel, I've got cat hair stuck to my nose. So back to the question. I don't break out with the Nailed Survival, even though it has oil in. So I'm going to call that out, that it's not a total no-no for anyone with breakout prone skin. It works fine for me. But if you want an oil-free one, I totally hear you. And I would go for the Ordinary's resveratrol and ferulic acid, which isn't the same, but in terms of what it's going to deliver, protecting the collagen, protecting against multiple different forms of oxidative stress, I'd say that's pretty much the closest thing. And it's super cheap as well. So it's a really great option. And you could also use it alongside, you could use 2 antioxidants. You could use that and the Inculus Q10 serum in the same routine to get the hydration and the double antioxidant protection, because antioxidants are one of those things you can't really overdo. You can use as many as you like. Obviously you don't want to break the bank by shopping too many, but you can mix and match. So I'd probably recommend that. In terms of the Survival by Neo, there's very little like it. It is kind of a unique product, and it's a shame it does have the oil in, but it doesn't always break people out. I found it absolutely fine, but I think it'll depend on your skin type. Now, Tom says Rob is getting his tan on. The glow game is on. If you feel you're not getting the glow you need from your vitamin C, just cheat it, fake it, move on. that's my theory. Ale says, did you watch the RuPaul finale? I am furious. I am furious, and I don't want to get political because I'm sure every one of the contestants, the final four, had their favourites, but I won't do any spoilers because I don't, in case people haven't seen it. I don't mind who won winning. I personally liked someone else more, but you know what? I think actually 3 of the top 4 were really good, and I kind of think it could have been anyone's game, so I wasn't like that distraught. But the fact that Candy Muse got to top 2, no, should have gone out in like episode 3. But the fact she got to top 2 is absolutely beyond me. So I'm calling that out. I'm calling shade on that because I don't think that was fair. But actually I liked the other 3 in equal measure, so I didn't really mind who won. And it was quite a good finale. So that's my top. But Australia, Drag Race Down Under is starting next week. And let's be honest, I'm all for that. Because if there is one thing I love more than just English drag, is Australian. I mean, since I watched Priscilla, Queen of the Desert when I was a kid, I have been hooked. So anyone from watching on replay from Australia, or Elizabeth, I know you're in the chat watching live. I adore Australia for their drag, and I'll be the first to watch that programme. Tammy, welcome, my love. Valeria, thank you so much, my love. DM13 said glow into the gods. We should all get our glow games on. I think it's the number one way of cheering ourselves up. Rita, welcome. So Susie, okay, this confuses me. So when people change their YouTube names, I get completely confused. So I thought Susie was a new subscriber to the channel or a new first-time viewer of the live stream. No, legal. So, Susie, my love, I'll use your proper name if this is what we're going with. I am sending so much love to you and your real name. So it's always good. Yeah, if you're going to mess around with your screen names, people, you need to let me know. Otherwise, I get completely confused. But Susie, aka Legal, it is wonderful to have you back, my love. Patty, welcome. Oh no, it's not feeling too well. So what I'm doing is I'm sending you lots and lots of healing vibes, Patty. I hope you feel so much better. I know, I know it's one of those things, but I'm sending you so much love and a big hug from here in the UK, and I hope you feel so much better soon. Tegs, welcome, my love. It's currently shopping the Face Theory sale. Yeah, I was impressed. I'm a little bit, I don't know, dubious when it comes to sales, because usually it's the old rubbish they couldn't get rid of first time round, and so they knock a few coin off to try and get us to buy it. So I'm quite anti-sale shopping, because in my mind, if I didn't want it full price, I really don't want it with 10% off. But I went over to the Face Theory website. I was like, oh wow, actually some of this product is really good. I was so impressed, which is why I wasn't even going to do a video on it, but I kind of wanted to call it out because I thought it was a sale worth actually shopping at. And that, honestly, like, I left it to the end of that video, but that hand wash is honestly game changing. I love that hand wash. I know it's boring. I know it's only hand wash. There is literally zero sex appeal to hand wash, but I love it so much. And I genuinely was so glad when it was basically I worked out it's like 70% off. So good. Diana, which says, which peptide is best for anti-aging? And can you use peptide serums with a moisturizer as a peptide in it? Yes. Peptides, like antioxidants, you can kind of never use too many of them. They don't really have a side effect if you use more than one, so you're absolutely fine to use a peptide with a peptide moisturizer. In fact, it's a great way of getting some extra hydration, a little extra peptide boost. In terms of the best peptides, I think copper peptides are the best for anti-aging, which leaves you with the sub-Q Skin, which is the cheapest, but I'd say one of the lower of the copper peptide strengths. Or you've got the buffet with copper peptides from The Ordinary, or the NIOD Copper Amino Isolate. Those three are my holy grails. I actually like the Hylamide Sub-Q Skin because it's kind of an all-round amazing peptide. Does the hydration, evens the skin tone, anti-aging, kind of does it all. KC says, can you help with copper peptide layering? I will. So William made a great recommendation earlier to do a layering video based on pH and all that good stuff. And I will be doing that later on this week, because clearly there's a lot of people wondering how you actually make it work. I'll be doing that later on this week, I promise. Now, I'm going to have a quick sip of my lemon tea. I'll try and pop that lemon a bit further down. If you haven't already, if you could give this video a big thumbs up, honestly, it means the world to me, and it really just helps YouTube to promote the video when it's up for replay. So if you could do that, I'll have a sip of my tea, and then we'll carry on with some amazing questions. And that is very refreshing. It had a gin in it earlier, but I shouldn't be declaring that, but it did have a gin in it earlier, but that is legitimately just water, promise. Son says, is a tree Kiss Me Mummy sunscreen good? It is good. I did a video on taking a bit of a pause from Korean sunscreens, not because I want to shade the whole Korean beauty industry. I just think there's an awful lot going on in that space at the moment, and my trust, you've got to have full trust and confidence in the product you're using when it comes to sun protection. I just don't feel that comfortable with Korean sunscreens, knowing the regulation and the fact you can circumvent regulations and all of that. Just didn't feel that great to me, so I haven't personally used that one. Or actually, I read that as Isn't, but actually that might be a Japanese brand. So Japan, I shouldn't say it. I know Japan and Korea, very different countries, very different regulatory environments. So a lot of people say, do you have issues with Japanese sunscreens if you do with Korean ones? Absolutely not. It's a very different environment, and they've got a much more robust testing. So I'll need to just have a look at that one, my love, because I don't know whether it's Korean or Japanese, and I'll look at some of the ingredients. So if I can get back to you, I'll leave a comment below. Michaela, welcome, my love. Welcome. Yes, says Tegs, what did you buy? Yeah, drop me any of your Face Theory haul or purchases. For me, I did buy a lot, and I don't usually recommend people just going and splurging and buying everything in a sale, but if you're going to use it and you can save some money, why not? The green tea mask, I bought way too many of them, but I'm going to give them away to friends because I love that product. The hand wash I will genuinely use, and I love that. And Tom kind of sold the face wash on me, saying how amazing it was, and now I can't wait to try it. So I did order a couple of them because they were so inexpensive, but I can give them away if they don't work for me. So I justify my splurge by thinking if it doesn't work, I could just gift it to somebody else who'll love it. So this is my theory on it anyway. Laura says, story of the day, boyfriend, you should go out and see some friends while enjoying the spring sun. Me, I already have a date with Mad About Skin and a whole bunch of wonderful people. Yeah, I mean, this is a hot date, Laura. This is a hot date. In fact, I'm actually really hot. It's really warm in this room. But yeah, this is a hot date. I think this is fine. I literally love it. I know this sounds like there's so much going on in the world, and I just look forward to every Saturday sitting down and talking about chickens, dishwashers, antioxidants, skincare, hauls, all of that, because I just think there's something very therapeutic about not actually having to think too hard, because we're all skincare nuts and nerds and fangirls, and so it's really nice to just answer the questions and kind of it just flows. This is honestly the highlight of my week. I always say that, and I'm sure like loads of YouTubers say that, but genuinely the reason I do them every single week is because I look forward to this literally from like Monday. So thank you so much for joining, and honestly, with us, you have the hottest day in town, my love. Milda says, hi Rob, happy Saturday. Is it okay to use a BHA every day to unclog pores? Yeah, perfect. Just make sure you're not too sensitive. So, always think, how sensitive my skin. If you've got very sensitive skin, you probably won't want to do too much of a BHA work. If you've got no skin sensitivity, daily is preferable because that'll really eat away at some of those blackheads. Marlene the Christmas Glow says, please press the like button for a sun-kissed glow. This has been clinically proven time and time again that the more likes a video gets, the more we glow. And I'm willing to stake my claim on that. I think that's scientific proof. Annika says, Rob, you look gorgeous. Thanks, Annika. Sending lots and lots of love, my love. Heather says, hi, Rob. Looking to buy the Inculus Bakuchiol Moisturizer to help minimise crow's feet. Worth a try. I think it's a great starter to retinol, or a great retinol alternative for people with dry skin. I definitely think around the eye it's a great option, because you don't always want to go in with a high strength retinol around the eye, because it can be a little bit irritating. It can cause, redness, peeling, all the bad stuff. So I think it'd be a great option. I would definitely recommend it. I saw some great results with the Bakuchiol from the Inculus, and there was a recent study done that shows it's actually got a higher concentration of Bakuchiol than they advertise, which means it's going to be really effective. So yeah, I think it's great. Use it for a couple of months, and then if you want to kind of take it up a notch, if you want to go a little bit stronger with your anti-aging, you can always move to a higher strength retinol, but it's definitely the right place to start. Jan, welcome, my love, and sending lots and lots of love to Bangkok. Violet, sending love, my love. Brittany says, you look beautiful. Congrats on your brand. Thank you so much, love. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm getting there with the whole brand launch and filming a video about some of the behind the scenes stuff. We've got there. A lot of this is good. This is a good little side note I can give you guys, that we said that the pre-order would be available on the Facebook group, which Tom's been linking down the side, so if you haven't joined yet, now's your chance. But a lot of people said they don't use Facebook for various reasons, which I totally respect, and so I'm working on a workaround as well. So those of you that do contact and have been long time fans and supporters of the channel that don't use Facebook, don't miss out, because I don't want anyone to miss out. So for those of you that aren't on Facebook, I will be coming up with a workaround. We need to do a little bit of planning on that, but I do want it to be open to everyone, and that's for the pre-order anyway, because the normal orders will just be done through a website. Tanya says, just got the Inculus Succinate Acid for those odd pesky breakouts. Where in my routine should I use it? I use it on an evening. After my moisture, I do my full routine, then I dab it on and just leave it on. And I put a thick layer on and just leave it on to dry. That's when I find it's most effective. If you want to use it on a morning, I would put it on after your serums and then before your moisturizer. But to be honest, I think it's best left on overnight. Occasionally it rubs off a little bit green on the pillow, but just a small price to pay for having that blemish disappear. Valeria, sorry, I get your name wrong. Valeria says, thank you for your promotion code for Face Theory, restocked faves and saved a loot. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, my love. Honestly, Face Theory gave me that code. It's not an affiliate code. It is just a code, discount code that I can share with you. It's so kind of them, and the fact they let you use it on top of a sale price, amazing. So I always like to get it out there. And do you know what, if you've got any friends or family that you know would want to benefit, the code is open-ended, so there's no end date to it, and they've not said it's like the first 1,000 or anything. It's open-ended, so if you guys do have any friends or family that you think shop at Face Theory and want to save some money, absolutely let them use that code. It's not affiliate, I get no commission, I don't get any coin, but it's a great way of saving some money, and it's open-ended, so it won't impact anything. So Violet says, I know we mainly talk skin, but what other interests, hobbies do you have? Oh, so my number one hobby is the beach. I love the beach. Like, not sitting on it, I just love walking on it. We're next to the beach here, and it's just amazing to be able to walk along it. It's like my favorite thing for like de-stressing and just thinking about everything. I'm a huge political nerd, and my guilty pleasure, and this is tragic, and you can all read me to filth because I know this is tragic, but do you know what? I always say, live your best life and do what makes you happy. I love to watch reruns of old election programmes. Doesn't even have to be the UK. I watch any old rerun of an election programme. I don't know what does it for me. It's like the best programming ever. That's so tragic. I'm also a huge fan of like a murder mystery. I love a good Agatha Christie novel and kind of like a whodunit. I think I've probably read every single Agatha Christie going, and that's like my favourite thing. Obviously skincare, obviously animals. I'm a little bit animal mad, and yeah, so kind of a bit of a hodgepodge of everything, but that's fine. I'm happy with that. I've got to have a range of interests, so yeah, a little bit of everything. But I always say we won't do politics and skincare. Should never meet. I keep the two very separate. Marta says, hello Rob and everyone, want to say thank you so much for the discount code for Face Theory. It's absolutely fabulous, my love. You go for it, you spend it, and if we can save some coin, why not? Have I ever tried the Exfoliant serum? I have. I've got it. No, it's in the other room. So good. Blends beautifully. Some highlight, some brightening agents. Got tranexamic acid in there. It's a really nice serum. I'd say if you've got a tranexamic acid in your skincare routine already and you want to take it up a notch, you want to go like a little bit more, a little bit extra, get those extra results, I think it'd be a really good option to go for the Exfoliant serum because you get such great results from it. Love the product. Honestly, I was devastated it wasn't in the sale. But you know what? Some great stuff was in the sale, so I'm not too bad. And you can still use a discount code, even though it's not on sale, and still get 25% off. But yeah, Extra Glow Serum, so good. Humira's Beauty and Aesthetics, sending lots of love, my love. So Jan says, the ordinary caffeine solution and Neod FECC, do use them together, which is first. I would use the caffeine first and then put the Neod contour on afterwards. I think that's kind of, you can use it either way around, but I think that's probably the way that I would do it. Reve says, what are your favourite low-cost serums and peptides under $30? That's a good price point. I actually don't think that's that hard, because I think a $30 serum is pretty good. I think that's a good amount of money. You know, you get a lot for that. I love, my go-tos are pretty much any of the ordinary antioxidants. Holy Grail. I adore the Inculus Q10, one of my absolute favourites. The Extra Glow Serum we just mentioned, that's really good. I love the Face Theory Azelaic Acid Serum, that's also under $30. It's even less if you use the discount code, so that's really good. They're kind of my absolute ride or die favourites that I'm using at the moment. I love the Salicylic Acid Blemish Treatment by the Inculus, which is not a serum, I guess, but again, it's under that price point. They're really good, and I'm loving. And Tom, close your ears, you don't want to hear this. I got my hands on the Make Prem toner. Tom was thinking about buying it. Close your ears, Tom, you don't need to know this. It's amazing. It's 2 uses in and I'm loving it already. I think I might actually be loving it. It's between Beauty of Yosen and Make Prem for my favourite Korean skincare brand. So good. I guess that's not a serum technically, but also it's under that $30 price point and you get literally gallons of product. It lasts forever. So Humira says, have you tried Haru Haru? I have. I've got somewhere here there. Is that it? No, that's the mugwort. No, I've got their Rice Wonder Oil. Love it. It's got fragrance in, so I call that out in case people are trying to do a fragrance free. But I love it so much. Lucy says, the tan drops look great. Thank you, Mal. More question. Do you have an opinion on Dermatica Skin and Me dermatologist subscriptions? These are the ones where you go on and you buy a subscription. It's like, it's dermatologist strength things, but you don't need to see a dermatologist. It's done over the over the internet. I like them. It's a good way of getting an affordable prescription without having to go and see that dermatologist. However, and this is one thing I do call out with them, is make sure that you can cancel easily. So a lot of these subscriptions get you because you're paying time and time again. You forget to cancel. They're still billing your card because it's a recurring payment. So just to make sure that it's easy to cancel, because I've been trapped in these before where I forget about them and then I realised it keeps coming, I forget to cancel, I'm not using it and it's quite wasteful. So I just call out that people remember to cancel them before they use them. However, they are good and it does give a little bit more of a personalised. I don't think it's exactly the same as going to see a dermatologist face to face where you get that face to face interaction, but it's a close second. So yeah, I'm a favour of them. Just make sure that their cancellation policy meets what you're looking for. Miss Glamour says, hey everyone, second live stream, couldn't wait. Thank you so much for joining, my loves. The second time is even better than the first, I hope. And sending you lots of love. I love your username as well, Miss Glamour. Who doesn't love a bit of glam? Julia says, hello from Maryland. Sending lots and lots of love to the US, Julia. Valentina says, hi Rob, will there be any way to access the pre-launch of the brand without Facebook? Oh, I answered that question before we even got to it. There will. I'm working on it, my love. There will definitely be a non-Facebook pre-order option. I just need to make sure we work on it so it's not available to just everybody. I want it to kind of be for the people that have been there, you know, supported all along this journey. So I'm working on it. Simeo says, can you build an AM and PM routine for Accutane? Maybe with some Face Theory products? I'm really intrigued. I absolutely would love to do that. I think that'd be a really good one for me to post. Rather than doing this whole video, I could do like an example routine over on the Facebook group. So let me know, guys, if you do want to see that and you think it'd be useful. I'm quite happy to. Julia, welcome and sending lots of love to Paris. Johnny says, hi love, I'm curious, how often do you switch products and does it ever break you out? So, Johnny, this is a good question. Way too many times. I always say, do as I say, not as I do, because I do mix products up. It's part of, you know, doing this channel. I do try things. Even before this channel, I did mix it up. Luckily, you need to work out what breaks you out. So I have super acne prone, breakout prone skin anyway. And actually mixing up my products isn't the thing that triggers the breakout. I tend to be quite triggered by diet and also stress levels and just general like season, like I'm more oily in the summer, less in the winter. So I think the key is knowing what breaks you out. if you do switch up your products quite a lot, rather than breaking you out, I think the biggest risk is creating sensitivity. So often our skin has an adjustment period, and if you have sensitive skin, you shouldn't mix it up that often. Breakouts I find to be less of an issue, it's more like sensitivity. So I'd say once you find a holy grail product that works for you, keep with it. You know, you can mix it up after a while, but keep with it and don't change week in, week out. I probably switch up products every single week, which I don't recommend, but it's just so I can get through and try as much as possible. I do then keep them in once I switch them out, keep them in for like 2 or 3 weeks, because you need to give it the chance just to show the results. But I do probably switch up more than I should. But like I say, do as I say, not as I do, because I don't think I'm a good example. Christina says, cheers with the beer here. I need a little alcohol in Lockdown Island. I'm sending lots and lots of Island with my gin-free water with a lemon. But that slice of lemon does make it feel a bit bougie. Now, this is a good time for me to take a sip before I lose my voice. So if you haven't already, join the Facebook group, do the like thing, you know, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. Now, that's got my voice back, so we are good to go. Now, let's have a look. Miss Glamour said, just think the Make Prem sunscreen is now £45 on Stylevana. So expensive. Yeah, I don't know where the price came from. So when I did it, I included it in one of my favourite drugstore videos, and it was not that price. It was really inexpensive, particularly for the size you get, because you get a lot of product. I don't know what the cost is, but that is quite a lot. So I will look into that and see what's happened with that price, because I love the Make Prem so much. And I'll look into what's happened with that price. Let's have a look. Sri Lakishmi says, talk about the diet and internal problem which causes breakouts. Now, this is a really interesting one. I know that a lot of my breakouts, my acne, is diet-led. I mean, for a start, I'm massively allergic to dairy, so, and always have been. So if I have anything with dairy in, internally not great, but it also flares up in my skin. So I know that, and I am very dictated by diet as to how bad my acne is. The reason I don't do it is because different things matter to different people in terms of the diet, and I'm not a qualified dietitian, and I kind of don't want to give advice which might be taken as though it's like qualified dietitian advice, which is not, particularly when there's so much going on around eating and the challenges. So I will talk a little bit about my acne journey in an upcoming video, and I'll share some of the trigger foods for me, but it will be very much done from a me perspective, because I can only speak from personal experience. Brent Darby says, hi Rob, between the Inculist Q10 and the Geek and Gorgeous Azelaic acid, which would you apply first for your morning? Ooh. I would probably put the Q10 on first, wait a minute for it to sink in, do that gorgeous hydration, then add the azelaic acid. You can actually do it either way around, it doesn't matter. I just find that will probably sink in the best if you do it that way around. Humira said, just ordered so much from Face Theory and Stylevana. Oh, I've lost the... I do this, I end up scrolling to the bottom, so bear with me. I'm just going to go back to where I was. Oh, where was I? Let's have a look. Here we are. Just ordered so much from Face Theory and Stylevana. I'm trying out the black tea rice fermented range. Haru Haru. So good. I love their oil. Their oil is like one of my favourites. Sorry about that. What I do is I end up clicking a button or something, and I end up going to the end of the chat, so I miss out all the comments. So I will definitely get... Oh, we've got some comments of people saying that the Make Prem sunscreen is cheaper on Yes Style, so definitely worth checking out. Definitely go and check it out, because it is one of my favourites. Sweet nutmeg. I love nutmeg. Oh, just grated on top of like an almond latte. Amazing. Is it okay to use a micellar water and then a moisturiser on top, or is that not enough? I love all your videos. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, that is a very simple skincare routine, but you know, I would say it's definitely better than not doing it. So I think that will clean the skin and it will hydrate the skin. I would encourage you to put a serum in between them. Just pick a serum that you like. Anything will add some value. You know, like the Q10 serum by the Inculist, cheap but adds an element of protection. You could go for something like a vitamin C serum for a bit of glow. Choose a peptide serum for some nice balancing. I would personally put a serum between, but if you do just want to do a cleanse with the micellar water and put a moisturiser on, you are good to go. That is absolutely fine. Let's have a look. DM13 says, cheers with a hibiscus flower infusion. Ooh, that's posh. That is posh. They're very posh over it. I think it's the Netherlands, DM13, that you're from, isn't it? You're very posh over that. I love hibiscus flower taste. Like jasmine, hibiscus, I love the taste of all of that. Crazy says, hi Rob, I need a new cleanser. I have dry sensitive skin. Which is the best, oat balm or the fulvic acid brightening from the Inculist? I'd say both are great, but if you've got dry sensitive skin, I think it's the balm all the way. I think the longer you leave the balm on, the more hydrating it is. So put a layer on it, leave it 5 minutes, massage it in, and then rinse it away, and you'll get that hydration alongside that amazing cleansing. I think that's probably the best way, personally. That's what I would go for. Humira's Beauty and it says, hi guys, anyone who has acne prone skin, you have to try Dr. G mild up sun lotion. I've seen this advertised all over the place. I haven't tried it, but I have seen a lot of people mention it, so thank you so much for the heads up. Lucy says, love these lives. Thank you. I love sharing these with you guys, and it's just, I mean, it's amazing. What I was going to say, I've got some new skincare to show you, like a sneak peek, but I haven't got any in this room, so sorry. That was really bad time. I promised that and I didn't deliver it. Sandra says, happy Saturday from Colorado. Just got the Inculus Q10 and I'm loving it. Is there any actives you shouldn't use it with? No, the beauty of it is it goes with everything. It's such a stable antioxidant. You can put it with anything and it works so well. I love the Inculus Q10. One of my holy grails for sure. And I just think it's so hydrating, yet protects. It's all the good stuff. Boomy says, hi from India. Can you help with redness reducing cream for inflamed T-zone with acne? Now, I can, and I'm actually going to do a review of Minimalist, which is an Indian brand, and they have some really great options for reducing redness and inflammation in the skin. So I'm going to hold off till I've tried their products because they're all on order, and I want to share it with you because I think it's lovely to be able to offer something that's accessible to Indian subscribers, but also that we can also get our hands on and fangirl over some Indian skincare. So far, what I've tried, I have been super impressed with, but I haven't tried a lot. So I'll hold off answering your question till I've tried some because I'd love to be able to recommend from that skincare line because I know it'll be accessible to you, not break the bank, and also we can all fangirl over some Indian skincare, which I love. While we are on it, just as calling out, I am sending so much love to anyone that is watching from India. I know around 4% of our views do come from India. I just wanted to reach out and say, send in lots of love. I know things are very worrying over there and there's an awful lot going on, and I just want to say, wherever you are in India, we're sending lots and lots of love, and just joining here to fangirl over some skincare is, I think, a little thing that we can all take to just, take down the stress and anxiety. But I'm sending lots and lots of love to everyone over in India. Yasmin sending lots of love. BB Sale, I'm so glad you could join, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Johnny says, if you had to pick one product for the most effective acne, what would it be? I'm going to pick 3. So first of all, I'd say salicylic acid cleanser. I think it's so underrated to have a salicylic acid cleanser. It really helps to balance the skin, especially if you have excess oil. I'm also going to call out the Neod Repigment because whilst it doesn't tackle your acne, it's the one thing that gets rid of the scars that are left behind by my acne. So it's kind of part of my acne care routine, and I love sulfur. Sulfur is so good for my acne. It takes down the redness, the irritation, the size of the zit. It's quite hard to get here in the UK, so I'm using the Inculist succinic acid blemish treatment, which has sulfur in, but if you can get actually just a sulfur paste, it will work so well. Freddie Nan says, what's your thoughts about the blue Biore sunscreen? I love it. I absolutely love it. Biore do a lot of them. They're a Japanese brand. They're very tight on their regulations in Japan, which is why I always call them out as being different to the Korean sunscreen issues that are ongoing. They are seen to be very different, and I think Biore offers some really good ones. They're usually high up on the alcohol, so just be careful if you have dry skin, would be what I'd call out. Humira says, I was using the Inculus tranexamic acid. It's good, but it started using Face Theory Extra Glow and my one skin looks so bright and healthy. I agree. I think the Extra Glow serum by Face Theory just takes your tranexamic acid game up a little bit. You get such a nice glow from it and it works so well. So yeah, I totally recommend it. Christina says, I love the Extra Glow, almost finishing my first bottle. I could definitely see improvements. We are a big Extra Glow fan club here. I can't believe I was so late to the party because I only started using it maybe 3 weeks ago. Already seeing results, which I love. A-Line says, hi, how do you use this Copper Amino Isolate Serum with Retinol? No, you can just use them together. You can always put a product between them, but you can actually use that with Retinol. There's no issues. I would probably put something just be, sure, you can always sandwich it with a spray, a mist. You could always put a hyaluronic acid between it, whatever your preference, but you can technically use them together. Johnny says, hi from the Philippines. It's always lovely to know where you guys are coming from because, we are such an international community here, which I absolutely love. We have like a shared love of skincare. And I was saying to Tom the other day, I am just shocked with how amazing people's English is from wherever in the world you come from. Like, you people put me to shame. I'm, a natural born English speaker that grew up in the, the country where the language originated, and your spelling, punctuation, the grammar, the language, so much better, guys. Every time I read your comments, I'm like, you put me to shame with my bad spelling and all of that. So I'm sending lots and lots of love to everyone, wherever they are in the world. Tammy says, which other actives would you recommend using or layering in the same routine as the Geek and Gorgeous Azelaic acid? You can put pretty much anything. The azelaic acid is so gentle and it's a derivative. You can put anything. I think retinol goes well with it because it also calms some of the side effects of the retinol. I would also definitely recommend maybe an exfoliator just to up your game a little bit. Lactic acid would be great to just bring out that vibrancy. I think that would work really well. You can also use antioxidants. I would always recommend antioxidants for everyone. Jada says, what do you think of the brand Good Molecules? Now, a lot of people have been asking me to try Good Molecules, and the only reason I haven't tried them today is because they were a little bit hard to get here in the UK. They were often sold out. But I have been experimenting with them. I think some of their products are good. Everyone seems to love them. And I didn't get that. I like some of their products. I haven't fallen in love with any of them. So I'm going to try a little bit more from them, you know, work it into my skincare routine. And I'm going to do a full Good Molecules review because I think at the moment it'd be unfair for me to do a review. I've not tried enough and I've not really fully seen the benefits yet. So it'll probably be coming in the next month where I'll do a Good Molecules review. But I think the price point's great. And I think the formulations are really good. I think they could have more products available, and I think that some of the actives could be mixed around a little bit, but I will definitely do a review of them. Now guys, I'm going to have a sip of my tea because my voice will be waning. We have so much. What times? Oh, we've got plenty. We've got 20 minutes for more questions, so keep them coming. I'll work through them in order. As soon as the live is over, and it is so busy, guys, honestly, you blow me away with how these lives go every single week. I love them. So straight after this live, I will move everyone away to today's video where we're talking about The Ordinary. I just want to update my thoughts and feelings on The Ordinary post the Estee Lauder takeover, and just talking about why maybe they don't crop up on this channel as much as they used to. Still love the brand. There's no drama. There's no scandal. I still love the brand. I think I'm just reassessing my relationship with, oh, that seems a bit deep, but you know what I mean, reassessing my kind of skincare relationship with them, because I think sometimes, I don't know, just something clicked with me that I thought, this isn't what it used to be, and I'm sharing my thoughts and feelings. So that'll happen straight after this. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. So if you haven't, water. So if you haven't already, click that like button. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh yeah, awkward. Gen Xer says your chickens were locked down. That must have been so rough. Yeah, I think it was kind of, it's a weird thing because it's from avian flu, why basically that's in wild birds in our particular region, and it was to protect them so that they couldn't catch that from the wild birds, so they weren't allowed to interact with wild birds. Luckily the coop, we have okay sized run on it, so they were still able to scratch and have some outdoor space, but it was covered, and they're free range from like when we wake up to when we go to bed, so it was a little bit stressful for them. And I just don't, you can't explain to a chicken why they can't go out and scratch for the worms and the grubs and all the good stuff they love to scratch around for, and so yeah, when we let them out, it was literally like a holiday for them. They loved it. Anisha says, a few days before your face theory sale video, I bought more than half the products you mentioned in the same sale. I found it so funny that all the products I brought were coming up. This is great. We clearly have the same likes, same love in terms of skincare. I was just genuinely impressed that it wasn't a sale of all the rubbish they couldn't get rid of. The one thing I hope is they're not selling to shift stock because they're discontinuing any of those, because they're all my cult favourites. But I did message Face Theory to say, you better not be doing this, and they said, no, we're not. So fortunately, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Jane13 says, I've had so many great experiences with the Extra Glow. I hope my skin will love it too. I honestly think it's one of those products that is so different to anything else that's on the market. This is why I think people are genuinely so impressed with it, because it's just so different. I'm absolutely loving it. Bruce says, oh, we've done that one. Michelle says, I did buy some things from the Face Theories. Thank you for the tip. It's a pleasure, my love. It's a pleasure. Do you know what? I'm just glad we're all Face Theory fans. I love a good Face Theory product. And it's strange because often people say, are you sponsored by them? Are they paying you to be nice to them? No, I don't even get, it's not even an affiliate link. I haven't made a single penny off Face Theory the whole time I've been running this channel. They did kindly send me some products in PR, which I'm eternally grateful for. But I'd already bought most of them anyway. These were just like things that they thought maybe I hadn't tried, which was so kind, particularly their makeup, which I found was really good. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, but beyond that, no, we don't have that. I'm just so impressed by the brand, and I hope you guys all love your products as much as I do. Michelle said, oh no, I'm just reading the same comment again there, my love. Julia says, can I use niacinamide after AHA or BHA? Yep, absolutely, no problem at all. You can use a niacinamide with either. Let's have a look. Mojo said, new kid on the block and I love this site. Thank you. Sending lots and lots of love, Mojo. Thank you for joining. Welcome. We do this to anyone that's new. We do this every Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. It's just lovely to sit down and chat to you all. So if you're new, sending lots of love. If you're one of those that's been around, one of the original Holy Grail, live stream crew, I'm sending you lots and lots of love too. Let's have a look. Shima says, hi from Egypt. Sending lots of love to Egypt. Queen Question Vlogs, I love that title, says, hello, is Ren toner okay to use? Yeah, I like the Ren Ready Steady Glow, I think it's called, toner. I really liked it. A lot of people said they didn't because it's got some potentially irritating ingredients in. That is true. So I will call it out that I think it's got some fragrance components in there, which it's not ideal. I wish it didn't have it in, but it's never irritated my skin when I've used it. So unless you've got sensitive skin, I think it's absolutely fine to use and it will give so much great benefit. Yeah, Tom is a really good point. He says, welcome to all the new Facebook group members. Yeah, sending lots and lots of love to all you that have joined the Facebook group. Tom is literally, people say men can't multitask. You haven't met Tom. He literally goes in and approves people whilst moderating, whilst chatting. How he does it all, I do not know. So thanks and lots of love to Tom for doing that. But yeah, if you haven't already, join us on the Facebook group. I think we are 1.5 thousand strong, which is mind-blowing, but so good. A. Paul says, hi Rob, have you heard of D'Alba? Yes. Do you know if their mineral sunscreens are trustworthy? So, I love D'Alba. I love their peptide cleanser. So good. And I really like their serum mist. I haven't tried their sunscreen. Again, for the same reasons I always talk about Korean sunscreens, I'd just be a bit careful. I don't know the situation with D'Alba, but I think there's a lot going on with the Korean regulatory space around sunscreens, so I don't personally feel comfortable using them till they've kind of ironed that out. I'm not writing them off. I love Korean skincare, so I'm not writing off all Korean skincare. So I think when it comes to SPFs, I'm taking a pause and I'll reassess when more things come to light. The Make Prince sunscreen is great because they've released the concentrations of their the filters that they use. They also, on their Instagram site, have released all of their testing for their new sunscreen, which I totally applaud and I think is wonderful, down to the SPF, which measures at 52.8 plus or minus 6. Now that plus or minus 6 is standard. Every SPF will have a deviation around it because you can't be exact. So what they're saying is that's the average. So 52 is the average. Theory, it could be 46, it could be 58, but the average in the test is 52, which is what you go on, what you put on the bottle. So I just applaud that and think that's so wonderful that they're delivering what they are living up to. So Make Prem is the exception. The other Korean sunscreens, just taking a pause from at the moment until some things get sorted out. So Christina said, so Christina says, I recommended D'Alba at some stage. I did in a peptide video. I love that cleanser. Such a good cleanser. Let's have a look. Who's Suzanne? Welcome, my love. Welcome. Sending lots and lots of love to the eastern side of Europe, where I know you're based. Lily says, how often should I use the Paula's Choice BHA in a week? You can use it. Well, Paula's Choice said you can use it twice a day. Don't use it twice a day. I would say daily. It's got the pH isn't the lowest, and so it's not going to be super drying or irritating the skin. So I think you can use it every single day, particularly if you don't have sensitive skin. Suzanne said, I just saw a Eurovision ad on YouTube and I thought of you. Literally, people, we have 3 weeks to go. Eurovision is my favourite time of the year. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't land on a Saturday, so I think it's 4 weeks to go. I'll find the dates and I will let you know where we won't be doing a live. That's my one Saturday off a year, where I sit with my best friend in the whole world and we binge watch Eurovision and we cheer and we get a bit raucous. We have your sherry, your gin, whatever our preference, and we have a full buffet and we go to town. It's my favourite time of the year. So I'm sending lots and lots of love to everyone in Australia and Europe, because Australia take part in Eurovision. There's a whole host of reasons why. Don't ask why, they just do. And they've had some really good songs, so I love that. My favourites this year are, strangely, and this isn't biased because normally our song from the UK is rubbish, but our song this year is so good. Genuinely good. It's the first time in 15 years, they've actually been genuinely wanting the British song to win, because I think it's one of the best. I'm also really loving the San Marino video. For those of you that haven't even heard of San Marino, it's a tiny microstate in Italy, but they take part on an equal footing to everyone else, and their songs are always amazing. And this one, they've managed to get Flo Rida, who is like an international DJ mixer, whatever, to do their song. How? Because I think there's only like 20,000 people live there, but that's amazing. I'm fine with that. And they're my second favourite. So share any of your Eurovision fan favourites below. Sammy says, can you do a short contact therapy with retinol? I don't think you can. And there's a theory behind this short contact therapy where you put it on for a short period of time, rinse it off, and it kind of builds your tolerance over time. I think with retinol, the best thing to do is start low and work your way up. I think you get better results that way, and I think you get less sensitivity. Start with a bakuchiol, which is a natural alternative to retinol. No sensitivity, great results. FR said, I've been using pure 20% ascorbic acid every morning in my routine with a moisturizer that has 2% niacinamide. Do you think this is too much? No, I think that sounds great. You've also got the SPF in there. That's fine. There used to be an old myth that you couldn't use ascorbic acid and niacinamide together. You absolutely can, especially if it's a low concentration niacinamide. I think that sounds great. Tom said, I'm okay with the Drag Race spoiler. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you too much because I hate to ruin it for anyone, but maybe I think I kind of did spoiler it anyway, sorry. Tim30 says, Rob, have you watched the routine videos on Facebook? Aren't they great? Yeah, I'm eager to watch lots more videos like this. I am as well, so I fully on board with the routine videos. I absolutely love them. So yeah, I think there's hopefully much more to come. Lisa, can I use a chemical exfoliant like the Ordinary's glycolic acid toner when I have tattoos, or will it fade them? I don't know. In theory, no, it shouldn't, because you should never be going, if a tattoo's done properly, it should be in the deeper layers of the skin. So in theory, it shouldn't. I don't know. I would check with your tattooist or with... I would check with your tattooist or dermatologist, because I just don't know enough about tattoos. I probably wouldn't until you found out, because I guess you don't want it to fade. No, I've seen people try and remove a tattoo using a super high-strength TCA peel. Don't do that. Just nobody needs to do that. And it didn't really remove the tattoo very well. So I'm assuming it probably will be fine. But I would double check with your tattoo artist or a dermatologist. Just a double check. Rabina says, hello, is it okay to you? Oh, we've covered that one. Aline says, yeah, I love you sharing your routine videos on the Facebook group. I honestly can't get enough of them. So definitely things I love, routine videos. I love to updates on products you're using, hauls, all of that is what I go. There's so many comments on and posts on the Facebook group. I can't answer all of them, but I do genuinely, before I go to bed, I always spend half an hour scrolling through, watching the routine videos and loving them. So keep them coming, guys, because I love it. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, awkward Gen X said my YouTube changed my screen name when I made my new channel. That does happen. Yeah, they'll change it. But it used to be Kitty. Well, I'm sending you lots and lots of love, my love, and I do remember you originally. So sending you lots and lots of love. Let's have a look and see. Now we have got. I'm just doing a time check. We have got another 7 minutes. So I'm going to get through as many questions as I can. As soon as the video finishes, the live stream finishes, you'll be segued seamlessly over to today's video, which is on the Ordinary. So you don't need to do anything. I do it all for you. There's no need to do anything at all. I will be sending you, going through a few more questions. I'm going to pick and choose. If I didn't get around to your question, I'm so sorry. But if you leave it in the comments section of the video, I do the next day always go back and answer all of the comments in the comment section. So just drop me a comment below if I didn't get around to your question. But I will just quickly run through as many questions, pick out some of the easy wins I can do. So Tom says, only 88 likes so far. This must have been a while ago, but still don't forget to like or dislike the video. Yeah, they all count the same, likes or dislikes, but I prefer a like. But yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, and let's blast through some questions. So Mehmet says, hi Rob, is the Geek and Gorgeous Retinal okay to use on the eye, and how would you recommend do it? It absolutely is. Don't take it right up to the eye, but it's all right on the eye contour, and I would recommend you use it maybe twice a week in that area so it doesn't dry out too much, but you'll get great results if you do. Tom says, my recommending the freshening face wash was an attempt to win a giveaway from you. Yeah, fine, Tom. If I don't like it, Tom, I'll send it your way, I promise. But I know I'll love it. I will absolutely love it, because the smell of bergamot is like one of my favourites of all time. Oh, Reve says, do you have any recommendations for a treat yourself product treatment mask for under $50, $60? Oh, landed on a new job and want a splurge. First of all, congratulations on the new job, and you so deserve a splurge. I would totally. My two splurge products at the moment are, I love the Repigment by Neod. It's splurge because it's expensive, but it works so well, and so whilst it's a holy grail, it's splurge and it works so well for me. Also the lip, the Bio Lip from Neod is really great as well. It gives you that gorgeous plump lip, a little bit of natural flush as well, and just hydrates you to the gods. But if you want like a mask or a treatment, the green tea mask by Face Theory, it's the massive pot comes with a brush. Treat yourself and get the brush as well, because you can paint it on. It feels like you're at the spa. It does everything for your skin. It's hydrating, it's still calming, it's amazing. So if you want my actual splurge treat yourself product, go for the green tea mask in the large size, so you get that bougie brush to apply it with. Your skin will love it. Good luck with the new job. You will nail it, and I hope it goes amazingly well for you. Let's have a look. See if we can pick out a couple more. Molly says, hi Rob, is green tea extract a strong enough antioxidant on its own if I want... if you want to go absolute optimal antioxidants, I think you should mix it with a couple more, because on its own it's fine, but it's always nice to add. If you just want a simple routine, it's perfectly fine on its own. But I'd mix it with another antioxidant, such as a pycnogenol or the Q10. Tom says that's a really good point. So Tom says, if you close down this chat, you'll be able to see the like button. After hitting it, you can then rejoin the chat. You see, Tom's like he's the guru when it comes to all things YouTube. I still don't have a clue. How often do you really reapply sunscreen? Oh, okay. So I've got a video coming up this week where I talk about unpopular opinions in skincare. I don't reapply sunscreen as often as I should. Like dermatologists say you should reapply like every 2 hours or something. No. I believe passionately you should reapply your sunscreen based on your environment, your skin type, and any medical conditions you have. If you're sensitive to sun, you need to reapply more frequently. If you're out in the baking Arizona heat, you need to reapply more frequently. If you're here in the UK where we have a low UV index for most of the year, you're sat inside, I personally don't reapply as often. I would always reapply before I go out, but I use one really good layer, focusing on getting every single area of my face on a morning, and then if I'm not going out, I tend to use that. Now, I'm not preaching that and saying that's what you should do. Dermatologists do say you should reapply every 2 hours or per the manufacturer's instructions. That's just my honest how. I don't want people to feel... We do a lot of like SPF shaming in the world, I think, where people look down on you if you don't reapply every 2 hours, or if you don't use an SPF 50, people look down at you. Do what is right for you and your skin, and always, as long as you're wearing sunscreen, the main thing is you wear sunscreen. And I think sometimes we put people off wearing it when we're too like, you need to reapply all this, you have to use an SPF 50, it's not good enough. We kind of put people off, and we should be, I think, more accepting and open and getting people to try to use sunscreen as often as possible. If you're on the beach or exposed to high UV, every 2 hours without fail, and when you get out of the sea and you towel it off, reapply it. That I will say. Let's have a look. Julia says, also politics nerd here, I studied 5 years at U. Sending you lots and lots of love, Julia. Text says, sorry I missed your comment, Michaela. I'm in by... so this is Text Hall for Face Theory. MLC, gorgeous. Azelaic, amazing. And I think you'll love both of them. I think you'll absolutely love both of them. Loads of people saying to join the Facebook group, so thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it means so much to me. Thank you so much for joining. Mohammed says, can I use a moisturizer with an oil after applying a Dappling? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I definitely would. Especially when you start a Dappling, it can be a little bit drying. So I would definitely top it off with moisturizer. Mix some moisturizer with some oil in your palm and then put it on. Just maybe let the Dappling sink in for 5 minutes, start doing its work, and then you'd be good to go. Now, guys, I'm about ready to move us seamlessly over to today's video, which is all about The Ordinary. Just share my thoughts and feelings on The Ordinary. Honestly, this live has been even busier than all of the other ones, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't already, it's not too late to subscribe, to hit that like button. Hopefully you'll join us. Well, you don't need to do anything, you'll just be directed straight over. You'll join us over on today's video. If you don't have time to, it's been honestly so amazing to spend time with you here. If you just segue over there, click the like button, and then you're free to watch it on replay whenever you get the chance. Honestly, I love these sessions with you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for spending your Saturday evening, afternoon, morning, depends where you are, with me, and I'm sending so much love. If I didn't get around to your question, drop it in the comments box, because I will definitely get back to you tomorrow. And honestly, I'm sending you so much love. Now let's go over to today's live premiere where we can continue the chat there.